Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more Friday Night Magic. This is the final week of monocolor decks. This week we are running mono blue. We're gonna draw a new hand. This actually is not too shabby, so let's go ahead and keep it. We're running a mono blue deck this week. It is a aggro control deck with a lot of weenie creatures, a bunch of ways to draw cards, and then some control with different counterspells like negate and nullify. Unfortunately, straight up counterspell, the card, isn't in this installment of Duels as much as I wish it was. It's just so much better. Like nullify, 2 lands, counter target creature or aura spell, or if this were the actual spell counterspell, it's 2 blue for just counter a spell, any spell. It doesn't matter what spell it is. Oh god, why do they have to put the shitty cards in Duels, and why can't they just have the good versions of things? This is actually going to be a pretty cool turn, because I'm going to get... Oh man, this is awesome. We're gonna play 2 of our Triton Shore Stalkers. Now, we have the Cloudfin Raptor in play. He's flying, but he has Evolve. So whenever a creature with greater power or toughness comes into play, he gets a 1/1 counter on him. So he's gonna get pumped up to a 1/2, and he's gonna stay 1/2 because this is not gonna trigger his Evolve. But next turn we'll be able to attack for 3. And we basically also have in the deck, besides some small creatures and some control, like these different variations of counterspell, we also have ways to draw cards when our creatures are attacking or deal combat damage to basically keep filling up our hand and just keep swarming the opponent with these small blue creatures. Now these things, I don't know if I showed you, these guys actually can't be blocked. They're Triton Shore Stalkers, they cannot be blocked. It is amazing. Alright, so we draw into another land, not exactly what we want, but at least we have mana open for our countering. We've got 2 negates and a nullify, so if he tries to... Well, I mean, it's pretty much, he's running, so far as we can see, he's running mono green, so very soon we should be able to nullify an attempted creature play of his. We'll have to see what it is that he tries to play though, because I'm sure because it's mono green that he's got some big threat. What is he doing? Nothing still? Are you serious? What are you doing? This is not good for you. You need to do something. We are going to be able to play a Quickling, but I'm going to do that. Although we could trigger this, I'd have to bounce back a creature anyways, and it would only get +1 more attack, so none of that's important to you. The point is we're just going to attack right now, and we're going to wait to play the Quickling. So the Quickling, it's got Flash. Flash means you can play it as an instant, so that means it's a creature, and normally you can only play a creature on your turn during your main phases, but a creature with Flash you can play on your opponent's turn or in response to something. It's very, very nice. The Quickling also has the ability to, it bounces a creature back to your hand when it comes into play, so you can actually use this defensively to save your creatures. So if one of your creatures gets targeted or whatever by a removal spell, you can play the Quickling, bounce that creature back, and then it'll be saved. All right, now let's see if he finally has something to play. Jeez, I'm crow. All right, so he's trying to play a Genesis Hydra. We do not want that in play. He tries to play Genesis Hydra with 3 counters on it. I'll show you exactly what that is in 1 minute. I want to make sure though, during his second main phase that we play the Quickling. All right, so we're gonna play the Quickling now, and we are going to bounce back a Shore Stalker. The Quickling is going to evolve our Cloudfin Raptor, and we're gonna bounce back one of these guys. All right, so what he was trying to play, oh gosh, it's so terrifying. We're gonna move into combat phase and attack. I want to show you exactly what he's trying to play. Whenever Justice Hydra, when you cast reveal the top X card to your library, you may put a non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less from the graveyard, less from them into the battlefield. So basically he played it with a trigger of 3, and if he revealed a card with 3 or less, he would have been able to put it into the battlefield, which that's not something I would want. I'm trying to think if I want to play the Shore Stalker. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Sometimes you don't want to overcommit in terms of the number of creatures you have in the battlefield, but I don't believe that his deck has mass removal unless... Yeah, I don't think that mono green is going to have mass removal. I could be mistaken though. But if I'm running against like mono red or mono black, then I'm concerned about overcommitting the board. But typically in mono green, that's not a huge concern of mine. I still don't know all the cards in Duels 2015 though, so there could be something I'm just not thinking of. And he's literally playing absolutely nothing. This is ridiculous. All right, we're gonna hit him for 2, 4, 5, 6. We've got the Quickling that we can play next turn. All right, what is he gonna try? He's gonna try to Fog. That's hilarious. We're gonna negate that. So negate is counter a non-creature spell. This is a non-creature spell. His Fog would have prevented combat damage for the turn, so the 6 damage we're dealing would have been prevented. But since we counterspelled it, the damage does go through, and he is now down to 2. So now I'm starting to understand why he wasn't playing much. It's simply because he assumed that he was going to be able to fog effectively and prevent all that damage. The problem is, he shouldn't have assumed that. He's going to play a Palaka Worm, and there is actually nothing I can do about that. He gains 7 life. Oh, the real player left the game. Well, that's odd. Oh, he assumed because I paused that I was actually about to counterspell, but I wasn't. I was just pausing to read. That's really funny. That's why he left, I guarantee it. I paused in response to, I was gonna play the Quickling in response, and yeah, that's just really, really funny. All right, we've got the Pestermite as well as the Shore Stalker. So right now we can attack for 2, 4, 6, 7. It's not enough to kill him quite yet, but we're gonna play the Shore Stalker, and I can just take that 7. Enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to the number of devotion that you have. So he's gonna gain 3, 4, 5 life. And then he will hit me for 7, that is fine, I will take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we've got enough damage in play to kill him. And then move into our final combat phase. Attack for the win. Even if he has another fog, we have a negate here. He would actually have to play 2 fogs to survive this turn, but he obviously doesn't have it, so GG. Alrighty, on to game number 2. This is a very risky hand to take, but I do have 2 1-drops, and so long as I draw a second land, I should be able to start drawing cards off of Military Intelligence, so I am actually going to keep this hand. So we've got the Cloud Fin Raptor. Oh, he's playing red. That means he probably has direct damage, which means we're probably going to lose our creatures, which means we're probably not going to be able to trigger the card draw off of Military Intelligence, which means we're probably going to lose the game. No! All right, we're going to play the, we start off with the Cloud Fin Raptor. It gets shocked immediately. God damn it, that was exactly my concern. I am screwed. This game's over. We just started, but this game's already over. He's running red-blue, so we're gonna see direct damage control most likely from him. Probably some form of counter spells. He's obviously got removal, as we've seen. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Shore Stalker now. We didn't have drawing into another land. Oh, we do have the Vapor Snags that we can actually use to save our creatures. So I might have to sit on that. Draw a card, flashback, okay. So the Vapor Snag, you can use it to bounce back opponents' creatures to, you know, get past blockers and stuff, but you can also use it to save your own creatures if he tries to kill something, like with a Shock, for example. He's gonna play another Think Twice. Or what, did he recast that? He recast that. That's what happened. Okay. All right. Ooh, this is good. We can set up for the Military Intelligence for next turn. This is really, really good. We might be able to start drawing some cards next turn. It's going to depend on whether or not he throws a counterspell on our Military Intelligence, though. So I'm really hoping that he taps out to play a creature or something, and that we can get Military Intelligence through, because then we're Military Intelligence. Whenever we attack with 2 or more creatures, we get to draw a card. So this lets us keep our hand nice and full. It's really quite beneficial. All right, so let's see what he does here. Please tap out. Please tap out. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. All right, we're taking a chance. Gonna attempt to play Military Intelligence. It resolves. That is awesome. All right, we're gonna attack with 2 creatures. So long as they both declare attacking, the draw is gonna happen. So even if he tries to kill something, the draw still happens. Even just getting 1 draw for that makes me very happy. This is really awesome. This is really, really awesome. Both my creatures are still in play. I've got the mana to Vapor Snag if he tries to kill any one of them. Although if he does that and I bounce it back to my hand, I'm not going to be able to trigger that next turn. So, Flying Haste, Protection from White. When it becomes monster... Oh, that is a ridiculous card. I'm going to be bouncing that back to his hand with Vapor Snag. This is amazing. This card is amazing, and I would take a lot of damage and all that stuff, but we're going to Vapor Snag. Bounce it back to his hand, plus he loses 1 life, and now we've got the counterspell for when he tries to play it again. We've got the Nullify sitting in our hand. This is amazing. When he tries to play it again, we can nullify. This is amazing. Now, we could Bident of Thassa right now, but I'm not going to because I know what he has, okay? We could do this so that whenever a creature does damage to a player, we get to draw a card, okay? So I would get to draw 2 cards from both these doing damage, plus draw a card from that, but I know what he has. I want to save for a counterspell. So I'm not going to be playing the Bident of Thassa right now. We also have the Quickling, which we will be playing at the end of his turn, most likely. Maybe I should play the Bident. No, I'm not going to play a Bident of Thassa. I can play it after I counterspell what he has, yeah. So once he tries to play it again, I'm going to counterspell it. And then, the turn after, we can Bident of Thassa. That's amazing. Here it is, here it is. There's the Nullify. Target counter creature spell. Bam! And he's tapped out. And he's tapped out. He's gonna attempt to shock. Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. He's gonna attempt to shock. I'm gonna play a Quickling. I was gonna do this anyways. I'm gonna bounce back the creature he's attempting to shock. So that my creature's safe now. His shock fizzles. Boom, man. That's a dagger to the heart for this guy. Oh, he is not happy right now. I guarantee you, he is not happy. We're gonna go Cloudfin Raptor and Bident of Thassa. So now we're gonna draw 3 cards. We are tapped out though, but we're gonna draw 3 cards right now. So attacking with both of these gives us a card draw off of the Military Intelligence. Then the Bident of Thassa triggers when both of these creatures deal combat damage. We get to draw 2 more cards on top of it. Now he's not out of the game or anything. I am tapped out right now. So if he's got hard removal or something, or if he's got removal for my creatures, then I'm in a tough spot. But boy, oh boy, getting all this card draw. And I'm just so happy that I was able to stop his Stormbreath Dragon from doing anything. That makes me so incredibly happy. You have no idea. All right, he's gonna bolt. It's 3 damage to target creature or player, so he's gonna kill our Quickling. Fine. Well, it's not fine, but it is what it is. We've got creatures to trigger our Evolve, plus we have, oh no, another bolt. He's gonna wait to do that. He's waiting to do it. That is so not smart. I am so happy right now. This game is going amazingly. All right, so what we're gonna do is pre-combat, we are going to play the Triton Shorestalker. That is going to trigger the Evolve, so now I can attack with 2 creatures. We have got a negate to counter. He was going to do it during his turn. He's waiting to do that spell. Oh no, he can't do it again. It's a sorcery. Oh, so we can attack with both creatures. All right. So I could play this to also trigger the Evolve, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to play this to save one of my creatures because we know what kind of deck we're playing against here. Okay, so we're just going to move into combat phase. I'm going to attack for 2. We will draw 3 cards off of this. If he tries to kill one of my creatures, I can play the negate. So that's a cool thing about this deck is you keep filling up your hand, and so you have all the answers. So we get to draw 2 cards now. So there's 1. Here's 2. Beautiful. And we've got a Military Intelligence. So I could play a second Military Intelligence. I don't need that much card draw though. I already have enough. I've got 5 left. I'm gonna save both of them so that I can Quickling as well as negate. If I had a 1-drop, I would play that, but... And we're gonna pass the turn. This is so amazing. This is so amazing. Everything about this is amazing. All right, he's gonna attempt to bolt one of my creatures. The question is, do I want to bounce it back or do I want to counter a spell? All right, I'm going to attempt to negate his spell. Because I'd really like this guy to stay alive so that I can Quickling, Evolve, trigger it. He's going to attempt to Void Snare. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Alright, well, since it's bouncing back to my hand anyways, I might as well play the Quickling right now and bounce it back myself. That way I don't have to bounce back one of these 1/1s instead. And the speed of round has been replaced by AI because he said, I'm tired of getting worked here. This guy is working me. Let's see here. Gonna just play some stuff pre-combat. And then we are going to attack, get some card draw. We can draw a lot of cards. We're not gonna draw as many as we can though, because we don't want to have to discard. Well, actually, let's see here. I could play the other Cloudfin Raptor. Yeah, let's draw all 3 cards. I can play some stuff, so. Alright. So we're gonna play the Cloudfin Raptor. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to the rest of what we have so that we can play a Vapor Snag and a Quickling to defend our creatures if necessary. I mean, the player's been replaced by AI, but that doesn't mean like it's impossible to lose or something. All right, so that is the game. This was hilarious and a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been, gosh, what a great game. Not that any of this matters because the game's over, so, but you know, bad manners and stuff. All right, we're gonna bounce back. We'll bounce back that guy that we just played. And then we'll go ahead and move into the combat phase. And then we'll go ahead and secure the victory. Oh, sweet, sweet victory. You taste so delicious. Nom, nom, nom. And now on to our third and final match for today. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. We don't need the... I don't need to keep mulliganing for the perfect hand. This gives us creatures early on. It actually gives us a sizable number of creatures. Unfortunately, we don't have the evolve flyer to trigger off of these other things, but that's fine. Opponent is playing black, at least. So remember what that means. It means the potential for removal. Go ahead and attack for 1. And I could Maritime Guard right now, or I could save for the Quickling. Let's just play the Maritime Guard right now. I could have saved my mana for the Quickling to bounce this back in case he tried to kill this creature. And that's actually not a bad idea because the Triton Shorestalker is such a valuable creature in this deck. And an unblockable creature allows you to trigger all of your card draw, all that stuff that we were doing last game. Your flyers and your unblockables are the best way to get those things through. So we don't need to play either one of these in our turn though, because actually both of these creatures have flash. The Pestermite, I don't think I showed you this before, or at least explained it. It's got flash, played as an instant, flying, and when it comes into play, we can tap or untap a permanent. It's actually really cool. It's a really cool card. We're gonna go ahead and attack for 2. And now at this point, the Quickling we're saving to bounce back a creature if he tries to remove something. But if he doesn't, we're probably gonna just play the Pestermite before the end of his turn. All right, he's gonna play a Liliana Spectre. I can't stop that from resolving. I don't have a counterspell, but I can play the Pestermite to tap it. We have to discard a card when it comes into play. I can play the Pestermite to tap it so that he can't block. So we're gonna play the Pestermite. Pestermite comes into play, spell resolves. We choose a creature to tap or untap. And then we decide, do we want to use the ability? Yes, we want to tap it. All right. And now we can attack for 4. And I don't know, that's basically it. He's probably gonna save for blockers for next turn. If I were to guess anyways, since he's at 13 and we're at 20. We've got the creatures right now, but we don't have any of our tech and none of our control either. Death Touch, so whenever creature he touches or deals damage to it dies. Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets this, each opponent sacks a creature. That is awful for me. That is really awful. Combat, he is probably gonna skip. All right, we are going to play the Quickling. Who do I want to bounce back? Let's bounce back the Pestermite. This is perfect. We'll bounce back the Pestermite so I can tap his creature. No, let's bounce back the Pestermite, and we can use it to tap one of his creatures. And we have a Vapor Snag that's really good. We're going to be using that on that creature. So the Pestermite, we can say we can tap his 3/2 so that this goes through. Or we can tap that so that the flyer goes through. Gonna attack with these 2. And then we're gonna play the Pestermite. And we're gonna tap his 2/1 so that our flyer goes through. And he can't block the 1/1 because it's unblockable. And we will have the Vapor Snag Undying Evil. I think if I bounce this back, the sacrifice effect shouldn't trigger. There we go. There we go, perfect. Oh, I still have to do it? I still have to sack a creature? Are you kidding me? I can't in response stop that from happening, evidently. That is a huge bummer. That is a huge, huge bummer. I thought that him targeting the creature, so he targeted this, which makes me sack a creature whenever he targets this with a spell, and I thought that if I in response bounced it back, that effect wouldn't trigger, but that is evidently wrong, so. This is, I need my card draw. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, the gods are listening. They are listening to me. I needed that desperately because I just ran out of steam completely. So he can block and kill one of the flyers, and 3 is still gonna go through. He's going to Undying Evil, which will force me to sack a creature. I'm just gonna sack the creature that he's, oh, I don't wanna, oh no, he put the Undying on the Liliana's. Ah, very smart. Very, very smart. He put the Undying on Liliana's Spectre, so it bounced back and forced me to discard a card again. I think this is gonna be a, well, I mean, he's at 6, but I don't like my odds here. Just because I'm completely out of steam, and he's got a very scary board, especially with this creature. The Agent of Fates is terrifying. I was gonna say, does he really want to attack with both of those? Alright, so he's gonna attack with that. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, the negate is really huge. The negate is really, really huge. Gonna attack with 2, we get to draw a card. Nice. Creature. I needed that because he's gonna kill my second flyer right here. So I just needed a second creature to attack with so I could keep triggering this spell. So now when he tries to target the Agent of Fates with a spell, I am going to negate that spell, and that should stop the sacrifice effect from triggering. So long as I can keep 2 creatures in play to keep triggering my military intelligence, I should still be in this game. Now another problem is if he plays another destroy target creature can't, okay, we're gonna negate that. Negate, counterspelled, boom. Boom, done, done. So now we still have 2 creatures, still trigger that. He's gonna hit us for 3, he's gonna hit us with everything for 5. Well, but yeah, I guess so, because he's down to 4. We are not gonna block. I want to be able to attack with both creatures for the card draw effect. We're down to 12. There's the Pestermite, that's really good. I don't need to play that though, because I can still attack with the 0-1. It doesn't matter if it's not doing any damage. So sure I could play the Pestermite to trigger the 0-1, but the extra 1 damage I think is less beneficial than me holding off to do the Pestermite during his turn to tap his creature to stop it from attacking me. We also have a Nullify to target a counterspell a creature spell. Okay, so during his turn, we are going to play the Pestermite as soon as he goes into combat. He's trying to play a creature spell. We are going to nullify that. Can we do both? Yes, we can. We've got enough mana. So we nullify his Liliana Spectre. He's going to play a Bloodghast. That's fine. Can't block. Combat phase. Before he can declare attackers, we play the Pestermite. We are going to tap his 3/2 to stop it from being able to attack. A tapped creature cannot attack. So there you go, he is tapped. So he can attack with his 2/2, that's it. We have got fatal damage in play right now. Oh, this is a tense match here. All right, let's see what he has. Let's see what he has, if he has anything to bring him back in this game or not. Moving to combat phase, attacking with everything. Get to draw a card, let's see what we draw. We drew an island, that won't help us if he tries to do anything fancy here. But he does not. Damage goes through, and that is the game. And it's now time to take a look at our mono blue deck. Again, this is going to be the final week of mono decks. We'll be moving into dual color decks next week. We've got four of the Cloudfin Raptors, probably our ideal turn 1 play, to be followed up with either a Triton Stalker or any one of our 2-drop creatures. So it's an 0-1 flying evolve. The biggest it's going to get in this deck is a 2/3, but it's not the size of this creature that matters. What matters is that you've got a flying creature that can attack and trigger our card draw to sort of press our advantage. Triton Shorestalker, one of the most valuable creatures in this deck for us because it's unblockable. It allows us to trigger all of our card draw effects. The Vapor Snag, either for defensive measures and saving a creature or for pushing past a blocker. The Quickling for saving one of your creatures, plus it's a flying creature with flash. We've got the Military Intelligence, a crucial card to let you fill up your hand with all these small creatures that you'll be attacking with. Maritime Guard is sort of a bleh creature, but the thing is, it's a 1/3, so it allows you to block aggro decks with small creatures. It also triggers the Evolve on the Cloudfin Raptor, so it's just another small creature to get into play, trigger your Evolve, trigger your Military Intelligence. We've got 4 of the negates. This is our control, counter target non-creature spell. Also 4 nullifies, counter target creature or aura spell. We've got the Niblis of Breath. You really didn't get to see this in action. It's a 2/1 flyer. You can also use it to tap or untap a creature, so you can use it to get past a opponent's blocker, or to untap one of your creatures to use as a blocker. The Pestermite, it's a flash creature with flying. Flying allows it to get through most of the time, and then it also has the tap or untap effect for a permanent. And then finally, we've got 2 of the Bident of Thassa's. If you get this in play and you can get a few turns of card draw with it, it's probably GG, because with all the small creatures we have in play, you're typically drawing anywhere from like 2 to 4 to 5 cards a turn, and that's just allows you to keep drawing into your control, your counter, your bounce, and pretty much secure the victory. Thanks guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. Next week we'll be moving into the dual color decks, 2 colors instead of the 1. And yeah, I'll see you then. Keep watching, keep owning. Hope you have a great day.